Hello, my friends. This video is on finding FICA, and we are going to go to our notes. Because we are definitely going to need the notes to do these problems, and we're going to turn to the page that talks about the Federal Insurance Contribution Act, which is what FICA stands for. And we are going to notice that it talks about FICA as being Social Security added to Medicare. Okay, so Social Security added to Medicare. And it talks about how to find Social Security. It talks about how to find Medicare, and then we take those two answers and add them together, and that gets our FICA. Okay, so let's go to this first question. Let's go to preview. I don't know why I still have the answers up. Here you go. Okay. So the first question says that this year, Constance Baker Motley earned $123,867 as an attorney. Has Constance met or exceeded the Social Security cap? So this is going to be a yes or no response, okay? The amount of money that Constance has earned is $123,867. Over here in our notes, it tells us that the cap for Social Security is $168,600. So what it's asking you is $123,867 more than $168,600? Is this number, is what Constance earned, more than this number in our notes? And the answer to that is no. So if the answer to that is no, that means we have to do the math. So now we're going to grab a calculator. So let's go back to Canvas. Let's go back to our calculator. Dun, 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 dun. And again, whenever you open a calculator, whether it be one on the internet out of your Canvas or be one off of the wall that you borrow from me, you should always double check that you are in mode 2. You want to be in mode 2 because you want everything rounding to the nearest penny, to the nearest cent, to the 100th place. So what we're going to do is we're going to take how much money Constance earned, and Constance earned $123,867, and we're going to multiply that by 6.2%. So we're going to take gross pay times 6.2%. So times 6.2%, and we're going to find out that this year Constance paid $7,679.75 into Social Security. So that is what her employer removed from her paychecks and sent to Social Security. The next question is, how much was her contribution to Medicare? Well, Medicare always has to be calculated. Medicare has no cap, so every time we do Medicare, we have to calculate it, and it is how much money we earn times 1.45%. So we're going to go back to this amount of money, this $123,867. We're going to put it in again, $123,867, but this time we're going to multiply it by the Medicare percentage, and the Medicare percentage is 1.45%. So we're going to go times 1.45%, and we're going to find out that this year Constance contributed $1,796.07. And I'm just having all kinds of typos here with my fingers not working correct. 1,796.07. So that is how much she put into Medicare. Now these two answers added together will get us FICA. So FICA is a sum or a total of Social Security added to Medicare. Well, we already have the Medicare number here. So all I need to do is take this $7,679.75 and add it to the $1,796.07. So I want to add these two answers together. So I'm just going to go plus. And I'm going to go 7679.75. So this is the Medicare number plus the Social Security number will give me the FICA number. And so the FICA number is $9,475.82. So out of the $123,000 that Constance earned, almost $10,000, $9,475.82 went to FICA, or to the Federal Income Contribution Act. Okay. All right, so let's do number 2. Number 2 is the same type of question, but number 2 breaks it down to what we get in each paycheck, okay? So this is talking about Dolores Hireta, and Dolores earned 5.34% on commission of total sales. This week, Dolores's total sales were $28,304.43. How much did Dolores earn this week? Now, if you don't remember how to go back and do commissions, then that was in our previous unit. You can go back and you can find how to do commission. And commission is the rate times the sales. So basically it is this number, this 5.434% times this number. So Dolores earned 5.34% times what she sold, $28,304.43 product. That's how much she sold. So this week, Dolores earned $1,511.46. So this is how much Dolores earned. So she sold this much product. This is what went out the door. And this is how much money she earned for making those sales. Okay? So we're going to use this number to figure out FICA. So we're going to take this number, $1,511.46. So $1,511.46. And I like to put the number in again because I don't want it to mess up because it rounded. So $1,511.46 times the Social Security number. And the Social Security number is 6.2%. Now, friends, if you don't remember the Social Security number, you just go back to your notes, swing down here to Social Security, and it tells you Social Security is 6.2%. But you will do these so much you'll have that number memorized at some point in time. But if you don't yet, that's fine. So what she earned times 6.2%. So in this paycheck, if Dolores goes and looks at her pay stub will show that her employer withheld or contributed to the FICA $93.71 for Social Security. So if she looks on the pay stub and she looks at Social Security, it's going to have $93.71. That's what they took out of her pay and gave to Social Security. Okay? Now, to figure out Medicare, we're going to return to how much money she earned. So again, we're going to type in that $1,511.46. But this time we're going to multiply it by the Medicare number. And the Medicare number is 1.45%. And again, if you don't have that number memorized, which is absolutely fine because you can always use your notes, but it's 1.45%. So we're going to multiply that, and we're going to find out that her employer took $21.92 out of her paycheck and gave it to Medicare. So $93.71 this week went to Social Security, and $21.92 this week went to Medicare. So in total, how much went to FICA? Well, FICA is those two numbers added together. These two numbers added together. So that's a 3, a 6, a 5. So 11,563. 11,563. Let's see how good my mental math is. So what we should do is we should take Social Security, which was $93.71, and we should add it to Medicare, which was $21.92, and that gets us $115.63. So this week, Dolores earned this much money, But when she looks at her pay stub and it says FICA, we're going to see that basically looks like 10%, $1,115 was taken out. Okay? So that's how we do that. All right. Next. Okay. This year, David Lim earned $202,042.30 as a software designer. So this is what he's earned this year. So from January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2024, in that calendar year, David earned $202,000. So the first question is, has David met or exceeded the Social Security cap? If you don't remember what the cap is, and that's fair that you wouldn't remember this number, the Social Security cap is $168,600. So if David earned more money than that, then he's only going to pay Social Security on $168,000. So whatever he made past that isn't going to get charged for Social Security. So let's look at this. So the question is $202,000 more than $168,600? Is what David earned more than the cap? And the answer to that question is yes. And if the answer to that question is yes, the answer to what did he put into Social Security is this number. So do not do the math. Do not calculate it. If you calculate it, you're going to get the wrong answer. You're going to just type in $10,453.20. Okay? So this answer, if this is yes, then this answer is $10,453.20 every time, whether it's David or anybody else. So as long as they meet the cap, as long as they make at least $168,600, then the answer is going to be this each and every time. Okay? We still have to do Medicare because Medicare has no cap. So Medicare has no cap. So we're going to take what he earned, which is $202,042.30, and we're going to multiply it by 1.45%. And again, you don't have to have any of those numbers memorized. If you look at the notes, it's right here. What he earned times 1.45%, okay? What he earned times 1.45%. So what did he pay into Medicare? He paid into Medicare $2,929.61. So if David were to go and he were to look at his, what's that called, a W-4, he was going to go look at his tax bill. His tax bill or his last pay stub for 2024 will say how much was contributed to Medicare. $2,929.61. So then the question is, how much did he pay into FICA? Well, FICA is an addition of these two numbers. So Social Security plus Medicare. So since this is the Medicare number here, I'm just going to go plus Social Security, which was $10,453.20. So that is a total of $13,382.81. So that is what David paid in the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. That is what he paid into a combination of Social Security and Medicare. All right? So that's how you do those problems. Please make sure you're welcome to use your notes. This is one of those times when you definitely want to use your notes to make sure that you have all the numbers correct. And again, let's point out the fact that if the answer to this is no, you have to do the math. And if the answer to this question is yes, then this is the answer. This $10,453.20. That's what it says right here, that there is a cap. Okay, my friends, if you have any questions, ask in class or send me an email. Talk to you all later. Have a great day.